Hello, everybody out there in Facebook land and TikTok world and everywhere you're going to be seeing me at. Whew, what a whirlwind of a couple days. Let's see, my last broadcast was on the 4th? So every 2 days now is what we're going to do. I'm Monty Anderson with 412 Productions. I'm a little glitchy up here this morning. I don't know what's going on with my computer right here, but everything is going a little bit slow up here on Facebook. I've moved my setup to where I'm actually looking at everybody at the same time. So, as today's title shows, new additions and not the band. All right. And some of you are like, who is that? Go look them up. New Edition. Not something I listened to in high school like a lot of other my preppy friends did. Not my friends, but people in school that were preppy and thought they were better than everybody else. Always listened to all the boy bands and crap like that. I was always still into hard rock, heavy metal, all that good stuff. Let's put it this way. If in the whole, aspect of who's most likely to be in jail when they grow up, they would have put me. Never spent a day in jail. Thank you, folks. I did serve in the military. That's close enough. No, I'm kidding. Military service is awesome. It's fun. All right, so it is a little bit better up here. I mean, I'm still seeing that it is a little bit on the glitchy side. The kilobytes per second, kilobytes, I know I keep saying bots, kilobytes per second is good. I'm Monty Anderson with 412 Productions, as you can see my logo behind me. For those of you joining me on TikTok, go up here, right there, and go follow all my pages. You can get to my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, which you're already on TikTok. So, new additions. We added 9 new laying hens to the homestead yesterday. We were going to be adding a whole new pigeon, but it was going to be a rescue. But the person that had found it, I don't know what she had it in or whatever, but it ended up passing away yesterday, so we didn't get that. So I appreciate all the love and likes. Please share, like, and follow this broadcast, and send it to your friends. If you share it, they can all come join up and check out the broadcast channel. So, with all that being said, the new additions. We just added 9 new laying hens to our flock. Now they're not laying yet, the new ones that we just got. They still have about a week. One of them probably has a week to 2 weeks, and the other ones probably still have a couple months before they start laying. But once they do, I'm seeing everybody posting all the crazy prices of eggs right now. And everybody's still blaming, the new administration because of the price of eggs. And we're not going to talk politics, okay? I don't have to buy eggs, so that's a good thing for me. Just because I'm getting about 6 eggs a day from the laying hens that we already had. We traded off 3 of our roosters that we've been trying to get rid of for the past 3 months now, because they're the barnyard bullies, basically. We got rid of those and traded them for 1 hen, and which was a good deal because she's about ready to start laying. So that'll boost our productivity up to 7 to 8 eggs a day from the laying hens that we do have here on the homestead. So I do artwork and I do homesteading. So artwork is what I'm working on now. I've got to cover this one for you. Well, I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. Okay, do it this way. Do it this way, Monty. Do it this way. There we go. Right there. And this is my painted Vampirella Strikes cover right here. I appreciate the shares. And please continue to share. Roy, Joe, Bradley right there. I appreciate you, brother. And welcome to the show. Um, so pretty soon we're going to be having an abundance of eggs to sell. Um, Within the next couple months, March, April, somewhere in that range, we should have a whole bunch of new hens laying, and which will be awesome. Just because, like I said, I'm seeing all my friends posting prices of eggs right now. We did go look at some eggs at Walmart, at the local Walmart here, and yeah, the price of eggs are getting up there, but it's not like they're up there to a point like some people I saw they're paying like $11, $12 for, and they're showing the big packs of eggs. Okay, they're not showing you the just your typical 12 pack or your 18 pack. They're showing you the big pack of eggs pricing, and it's just like I'm glad I don't have to do that. I'm glad I don't have to go into the grocery store to be like, well, we need to get eggs today. It's like, no, we'll go out in the backyard and in the farm section of the yard and pick up our eggs and take them inside and cook them. And so, like I said, we got rid of 3 roosters, which we've been trying to get rid of for forever, for 3 months, and traded them off for 1 hen. So we originally bought 8. Almost ready hens that are going to start laying probably in the next couple months, like I said. And then we traded off the 3 for 1, which was a great deal. And we also worked out a deal with this guy where we're going to get our Easter eggs, and he's going to incubate some for himself. He's going to buy those, and then he's going to incubate some for us, and then we're going to have chicks from the Easter eggers. Hopefully we don't end up with a whole bunch of roosters like we did the last time, because both sets so far that we've picked up originally, we picked up a group of 6. I believe that's correct. And then we picked up another group of 6, which was the Easter eggers, and all of them were supposed to be hens. 3 and 3, you can do the math. We ended up with 6 roosters out of the whole lot. Which is way too many for a flock that you don't have a flock of hens for, because each rooster needs 10 hens to mate with. And so we also had 2 ducks at the time, and they ended up killing one of our ducks, stressing it out, all that good stuff. And so we lost a duck. And then we lost a laying hen to a hawk here not too long ago, pretty recent. So there's always stuff that we're doing to predator-proof the yard and things of that nature. I went and started looking at hardware cloth, which is the finer mesh cloth, which is like a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch. You want to get the 1/4 inch because it's smaller. The raccoon can't get his arm through there or anything like that. But just 25 feet of that stuff is like $40, and it's just like, no, I can get 150 feet for 50 or for $40 for chicken wire. It's not as great because it does have openings, but I'm putting it on the fence, so it makes it even harder to get your arm through. And there's a box for the birds to stay in to be safe at night and all that good stuff, which we had to put the little birds into the roosting box so that they know what to do. Because unfortunately, the person that we did get the chickens from, they're just basically a breeder. And so most of their chickens don't have anything to roost on inside their boxes that they had. So and that's sad for them, because birds like to roost and get away from the ground and predators at night. So we're having to teach these birds that, hey, this is where you go at night. You'll be okay. Just roost on this and you're good. So there's a lot of learning that happens whenever you get new birds, especially those that haven't been roosting before. But again, like, share, and follow the rest of my socials up here, especially my YouTube channel. I am trying to go live on YouTube as well. Right now I'm live on Facebook and TikTok, and then this will be shared over to YouTube, and I will probably share over to Instagram as well, this video. So that's our new additions. 9 new laying hens as of yesterday. We're kind of done with the baby chicks side of it all, just because they're a lot more work. You got to keep them warm. You got to keep enough water. You got to keep enough food. And I mean, it's just like with your regular birds. But we got a 55-gallon barrel, plastic barrel that's got the little watering cups on it, and I think there's 8 of those all the way around the base of the bucket, the 55-gallon drum. And then we've got their big food trough for them, which feeds them all night long, or until they go to bed. And then when they get up, there's still food in their trough. So, welcome everybody that is showing up on the show. I appreciate each and every one of you stopping in and checking it out. I'm Monty Anderson with 412 Productions, as you can see right here. I am a graphic artist. I do stuff by hand. I do stuff on the computer. I'm not an AI generated artist, which is right here. I oppose AI, well, if it will show you. I oppose AI artwork, which shows you right here. No to AI generated images. Most of them look like crap anyway, just because they add extra fingers, the lines don't line up. I put a post on my page one day of a spider woman, girl, whatever it was, that was pretty atrocious, and somebody thought it was great. And I said, tell me you're an AI artist without telling me you're an AI artist. And a lot of people got a kick out of it because she had appendages coming out her butt, her crotch, plus her 2 legs. And it was pretty atrocious. Now, some of the AI generated stuff looks decent, but you can definitely tell. And a lot of people like it, and I get it, and you know, all that good stuff. But I and a bunch of other natural artists who, you know, do traditional pen and ink or paintbrush on, well, you can't see it right there, paintbrush on canvas or blank comic book covers, like I just showed you if you were here earlier. You get to have something that was hand done, not hand typed into a computer, okay? Or voice to app, you know, hey, I want this character with this color hair, blah 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 blah, and it spits it out for you. And then you sell it because, oh, I created that. No, you talked it into existence. You didn't create shit, okay? So Valentine's Day is how many days away now? Because today is the what? Today is the 6th? Holy crap. You've only got a little over a week before Valentine's Day hits, which is next Friday. Next Friday. You're 8 days away. Is that right? That is correct. My mathed. Wow. I'm surprised. I'm not good at math, okay? That's why I'm an artist. No, but in art you have to do math anyway, because I used to work for a metal manufacturing company and we had to do proper measurements to make sure that the 3-to-1 ratio on the buckle, which was roughly about this big, translated to the belt buckle that was this big, you know. So there was a lot of mathing that had to happen in that instance. Because if your angles were off or wrong, then the belt buckle was completely wrong and it didn't fit the mold. Okay, so you had to do your proper measurements to make sure your 3-to-1 was proper size of the 1-to-1 at the ratio. So, and we had a template for all that, and we still had to make sure the math was mathing. So, but I didn't have to do algebra or trigonometry or any of that shit to make sure that it was all boom right there on point. So they lie when you say you have to use that, unless you have a job specific for that has to take those formulas, you know. then you're on your own on that, because I don't know what you're talking about. I did not do good in those courses in school. I was an idiot. I took those courses because of a girl, you know. And that didn't work out too well for me because she wasn't interested in anybody of that age group. She was interested in older guys. You know, not the teacher older, but although it makes me wonder, she was a teacher's pet a lot. No, just kidding. I'm talking about my ex-wife now, and I'm dead serious. She had no time or interest in me in school, but we did end up getting married many years later, and I'm divorced from her now. She turned into being very controlling, which a lot of people could see long before I could see it, but that marriage no longer is here, and I'm okay with that. I'm on this computer back over here, which you guys can't see, or you guys can't see. You guys can see my comic books right here, my 30 boxes of comics, long boxes. This is running a program on my external SSD hard drive, trying to repair any bad sectors, all that good stuff, because I've had this hard drive for a very long time, and it was going to be a single solitary backup for, I'm getting ready to sneeze, maybe. It was supposed to be a single solitary backup for all of my other external hard drives that I've got, so that I can store my artwork, on a good drive. And I haven't been able to get it to work since I bought the damn thing. I thought I was going to be able to do it, and I broke it up into many different hard drives, basically of about 14.5 terabytes a piece, because it's 122 terabyte hard, or 128 terabyte hard drive. SSD, solid state drive, and I just think it's a cheap piece of shit, is my guess. So I'll probably look at a different one from another company, from a more reputable company. But so, who's ready for Valentine's Day? Come on, who's ready for Valentine's Day? Anybody? Any takers? We're ready for Valentine's Day. I mean, it's in this household, it's really just another day, because you try to show the love all year round. Hopefully you don't just show love to your significant other on one day of the year. And not to include their birthday or Christmas, those type of situations. Hopefully you're sharing the love 365 days, 24/7, all that good stuff. Like touching them in their sleep, not in a creepy way, to where they're thinking ghosts and stuff like that are hitting them up. Ghost, you say? Ghost? I have ghosts in my house, and I'm dead serious. Have a lot of poltergeisty type activities happening here, and but yeah, no, it's this house is fun to live in, because there is a lot of activity that happens in this house on a regular basis. But 8 days away for Valentine's Day. I've got to think of some new ways to spend some Valentine's Day. It is probably going to happen a little bit later than I want to, because we got some other external things happening for that weekend, and I did have some plans. I'm going to change those. So, but it is what it is. I mean, life happens. You have to make adjustments to plans sometimes. And so, with that being said, there are some changes that have to happen for that weekend, just because of some external life situations. But artwork is still going to flow. We are 6 days into this new month. Everybody thought January was a great year, because apparently I saw so many people griping about how long January was on their Facebook page. And it's just like, why gripe about it? Live your life. January was awesome, for me anyway. just because I sold more artwork this year in January than I did previous years. So for me, January was awesome and I loved it, and I wish it would have lasted a little bit longer. So welcome to the show, everybody. I appreciate each and everybody stopping in, checking out the channel for 412 Productions, the art of Monty Anderson. Let me pull some artwork so you guys can see what I do. I'm looking for it, folks. I got artwork scattered everywhere, so I'm picking and choosing what I'm pulling over here to show you. Alright. So, bring these two over as well. Alright, so I got a whole slew of stuff to show. And where am I going to put it all? That's the bad thing about this. I don't have any desk room. I need desk room. I need desk room desperately. Alright, so I'm going to set these back here. So I will be going back and forth. But this is the Ursula box right here from The Little Mermaid. Yes, The Little Mermaid. Right here. And I did a remark. A remark is a picture on top of a box or a comic of a character on there. So I painted Ursula on this box. If you're interested in her, let me know. Hit me up in the DMs. And you can own her right there. Take that off of there. That's one. Next one is Etrigan, the demon from the DC universe. This is on the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse packaging. And right here you see the artwork that I laid on here for the demon. Right there. So if you're interested in him, let me know. Hit me up. This one's really cool. I almost keep thinking I'm going to keep it for myself, but I'm not going to really, because I really want it sold. Because I can always do one of my own. I've got them on my shelf. Alright, this one right here is my Joker piece, which those of you on Facebook, YouTube, and all that stuff can see it over there. But this is my maniacal Joker piece right here. Oops. He disappeared. There we go. So if you're interested in him, let me know. Hit me up. He is very cool. And then again, for you on Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff, you can see my Venom piece right here. He glows in the dark and under black light. So you definitely need him for your collection. Now. Dun dun dun. But right there. Alright. And then we will flip back over here. Let me put these guys away. Alright, so I've got some more recent covers. I guess I shouldn't start with those. I should start with my older stuff first, huh? So let me flip through here real fast and get these going the right way here. Get you to my oldest piece, which is a two-fold piece. It does a front and back cover, which is my Spider-Woman #1 variant. Let me take her out of here so that we can flip it completely open right here, so you can see the front and the back cover. Again, this one was both paint and ink on here. It does glow under black light with this little section right back over here. And so that makes it very, very cool and unique. So if you're interested in some Spider-Woman, hit me up. And I used the original suit on her that made her famous instead of this new suit, which looks a lot like the new Spider-Man stuff. Let me find you a picture of her in a straight-on shot. There we go. This is her new suit right here. I mean, it's cool and all, but I like her original suit with the spider wings underneath and all that good stuff, where she could float on the air. Fly, in reality. Alright, so there's one. #2 is Chastity. right here. Chastity #1 from Dynamite Entertainment. Chaos Dynamite is what it's called. If you don't know who Chastity is, she is a vampire, and she is very cool vampire. So if you're into vampire stories, you should pick this up, Chastity #1. But pick it up from Chaos Comics first, please, and not Chaos Dynamite over here. Just because she is a very cool character. It was a very cool read whenever it first came out from Chaos Comics. And she's got Evil Ernie with her right here on the cover. See if I can keep my head in the shot so it doesn't green screen out. Right there. Alright. So, that is one that I did a while back. And then you've got some Censored materials right here. I'll just keep this one in the bag. This one is Censored material. It does have a lot of bloodshed, but it also has some boobages. Uh-oh, boobages. So, that one does censored material. If you're interested in seeing that one full, let me know, just like this one from Faith. She is a plus size woman in the Valiant universe for Faith. Yo, bro, what up? There, Roy, welcome back to the show. Don't leave. And you won't have to come back. So right here, she is a plus size figure in the comic book. So I did a cover for her on her comic book. Very cool cover. She got some cool eyes. And there's not a whole lot of boobages showing. There is a lot of cleavage showing on this one because she is kind of covering it up. What's going on with her boobages. But there is a little bit of nipple in there. Alright, this is the Joker from DC Comics 100. This is when the Joker breaks into the Bat Lair, the Bat Cave, and grabs one of Batman's suits and paints it up to be his own. So there you go. If you want that one, hit me up. All these are for sale. Red Sonja, everybody's favorite merc with a sword. Miss Red Sonja, right there. She killed a big old snake, which I have to keep my head in here or it's going to green screen out. Right there, so you got some guts spilling out over here. Got some Punchline, DC Comics Punchline, right here. If you're interested in Punchline, let me know. Then I got Joker in a more tattoo-esque style right here. So if you're interested in some Joker. Well, my middle name isn't Joe, but okay. Thanks, Roy. Alright, House of Slaughter. From the world of Something is Killing the Children, I did Art the Clown. Right here. Art the Clown on Something is Killing the Children's spin-off House of Slaughter book. And why not? Because he puts slaughter everywhere he goes. And then old and new Uncanny X-Men. From Miss Marvel, or Jean Grey, to Rogue. More modern with her leather jacket piece right there. And then a more modern Green Lantern for Jonathan right there. So if you're interested in any of these, hit me up, please. I'm not gonna say a modern. It's the blue and yellow costume for Wolverine. Right out on Wolverine, the Savage Land Wolverine, I think, or Savage Wolverine. I can't remember which one it's on. I covered it up with some paint up there. Excuse me. But if you're interested with that. I'm not going to tell you what my middle name is. That's for me and God to know. Doctor Strange with some Benedict Cumberbatch on it, right there. So if you're into the realistic Doctor Strange, right there, Benedict Cumberbatch. And then my recent finish warm-up on my Batman DC 100. Right there. Well, good job, Roy. I'm glad yours is. Now, I have, since with the new logo and all that good stuff, I have created this little piece right here on the back that I stick to all the backer boards, not the comic book. That says, thank you for purchasing a one-to-one art piece from 412 Productions, The Art of Monty Anderson. It gives my email address on there as well, so you can keep in contact or order more artwork. 412artproductions@gmail.com is the handle right there. So please hit me up for these. This little glow-in-the-dark black light Swamp Thing right here on House of Mystery reprint 92, which was the first appearance of the Swamp Thing. I'm pretty sure, I would be wrong. And I do have After Wrightson on here because he was the man, the myth, the legend that created this. And I know, Roy. You don't have to worry about it. I believe me. I know when you're messing. So I recreated his pose on one of his 1972 pictures, and this is me, literally. I did this pose. I drew myself, from my pose that I created. And it's very close to the one that he did in 1972 for this picture. But I did a recreation of it using me as the model. And it looks killer under black light. And like I said, glow in the dark. Because once the black light gets on here, it makes everything glow. So there you go. And then before that one, I actually did the Spider-Gwen right here. Spider-Gwen, the ghost spider, all wrapped up in tangled tied, all that good stuff. So if you're interested in any of these, hit me up, or if you want a commission of your own, let me know. The two latest that I've got on my table is my Street Fighter right here. Some not safe for work stuff. I mean, if your workplace is that, you can do that. And then my topless Vampirella that I'm painting completely right here on this cover here. So I have to strategically place my hands in certain areas on the picture. Otherwise, you get an eyeful. Alright. And then after those are done, I will be working on my Spawn number 1 and then Spawn 329 right there. And the only difference is that the logo is not on one. This logo here is not here, even though the placement on this is still the same, so that means that it was still there whenever they had this placed. But Spawn is a very cool caricature created by Todd McFarlane back in 1992. And whenever all of the big talent at the time, Jim Lee, Jim Valentino, Todd McFarlane, Eric Larson, the list goes on and on of the talent that they had working at Marvel and DC, and Rob Liefeld in there as well, decided to jump ship and create their own entity called Image Comics, which made everybody a creator-owned person. Meaning Jim Lee had his Wildcats and his other spin-off books from that. You had Rob Liefeld with his Extreme Entertainment inside the Image, with Youngblood, Prophet, so on and so forth. And then you had Todd McFarlane with Spawn, and then you had Jim Valentino with Silverhawk. Not Silverhawk. It might have been Silverhawk. Eric Larson with Savage Dragon. So on and so forth. You had so many titles. Oh, well, you had a flagship of titles in 1992 when Image Comics kicked off. But again, it was the big talent that broke away from the clutches of Marvel and DC. Unfortunately for Jim Lee, he left Image Comics and went to DC Comics, and all of his titles got transferred over there. And then they put him to work on Batman right off the bat, and he has not looked back since. So he was the first person to jump ship from Image Comics. But you also had some other greats in there. Michael Turner with Aspen and Witchblade, from Mark Silvestri's Witchblade, that he was working on the title for. But then he did his own Aspen Comics with Fathom and under Image moniker before he passed on due to cancer. Cancer does suck, folks. So I'm reading. Awesome seeing you live, buddy. Well, I appreciate you being here live, buddy. I try to go live as often as I can. I know it's not every day like a lot of creators do, but I try to, build up some stuff. Since a lot of creators out there are talking politics right now, and I don't want to talk politics because I see it enough in my feeds. I see it enough on my Facebook feeds, and this side's wrong. This side's wrong. My opinion is the only opinion that matters, and then my opinion and this side is the only right side. It gets old and boring. I also see a lot of people unfriending friends that they know in real life over politics, and it just gets old to argue about something that you cannot control. Number one, to argue about something that your opinion is the only right opinion. Number two, and if you can't see somebody else's opinion without having a knockdown, drag out fight, you need to go do some soul searching. Because just like in comic books, I can see everybody's opinion. I don't like some of the opinions that come out, but do I have to comment or start a fight over every opinion that comes out? No. I can keep scrolling. I'm big enough and man enough to be like, it's not worth it. So, it's just like people that have multiple football teams because their football team isn't doing great. I don't have that either. I have my college football team. I have my NFL football team. That's the only ones I have. So, other people are like, well, I've got this team, and this team, and I like this team. I don't even do that. I have one NFL team only. There are no likes of any other team. There are no, well, I could see myself jumping ship onto this one. No. One NFL team, one college football team. That's it. When it comes to baseball, there's one team there. When it comes to basketball, there's one team there. I don't do soccer, so, the football, all that good stuff. And I know this broadcast goes around the world. So, and everybody has a different opinion. So, you need to look at their opinion and respect their opinion and not argue about their opinion over a subject. Yes, they could be wrong on the subject. I've been known to be wrong on subjects. Especially when it comes to comic book stuff. I don't know everything about comics. Even though I'm sitting on 30 long boxes of comic books sitting right here. You can hear the thud. I've been known to be wrong when it comes to comic book subject matter. I've been known to be wrong on horror movies, which I love my horror movies. I love blood, guts, slinging stuff, every going where, all that good stuff. Um, and the point is, my opinion is not always the right opinion on a subject matter. So always look at not liking pigs as far as Arkansas Razorbacks. I live in Arkansas. I do not like the hogs. I won't call the hogs. The only hog I call is the one that is here on the farm, and that's Bacon Bit. So I don't even have to do the whole pig woo poop suey or poop tooey or whatever it's called. All that crap. Like the one comedian was doing a show in Arkansas, and he was like, "You guys sound like a cult." Trying to murder somebody out in the woods. and Roy here, he's a big pig poopy suey caller himself. So, that's why I'm poking fun at that, because I know this guy personally down here. And I appreciate him being here on the show. And talking. That's what the shows are about. They're about interacting with the fan base out there. Yeah, exactly. On a barbecue sandwich, that's where hogs are supposed to be. I agree with you, buddy. So see, we just agreed on something right there. Our opinions matched up. So, your opinion isn't always the right opinion. Of course I'm funny. That's why I have a stand-up show. I'm kidding. People would walk out of my stand-up show. But no, I try to have as much fun as possible. And, like I said, everybody has an opinion on something. Now, have they done their full body of research? Probably not. They probably saw something on TikTok or Facebook that somebody else said, or somebody else took a tiny bitty clip from and put it out there. And they're like, oh my gosh, did you see what happened here? They're trying to do this. They're trying to do that. This side's doing this. This side's doing that. Yada, yada, yada. But they don't go do the full research on a trusted, newsworthy website. Or a trusted, from the source, Marvel, DC comic book site. Or Image Comics site. Exactly. Real talk, like Roy said right there. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Like I said, even if it's wrong, that's their opinion on the subject matter. Like I said, I've been known to be wrong quite a few times. Shocker, I know. And any women that come on the site will be like, well, all men are wrong anyway, so. And vice versa, men to women and things, and so on and so forth. But everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And some opinions, how does that saying go? Opinions are like buttholes, everybody has them, and some stink. Those type of things. And so you will not always be in agreement with somebody on every subject that you talk about. Like Roy and I. Let's take that for example. Since he's here, he's relevant. I know him personally. Roy hates steaks, okay? He would rather eat a hamburger over a good, awesome porterhouse steak. In my opinion, that's wrong. But for Roy, he loves his hamburger and hates steak for whatever reason. I don't know if he was traumatized by steak as a child. I don't know if he was beat with a steak as a child. But he does not like steak, And in my opinion, that is a horrific tragedy. That is something that has to be rectified, and he needs to have a steak shoved into his mouth and eat it. But he would rather eat a nasty, greasy hamburger that's going to clog up all of his arteries than to eat a nice, juicy, medium, rare steak, the blood still oozing out of it, nice tender cut, with the nice little garlic butter sauce on it, mushrooms and onions smothered on it, good stuff. So, and see right there, he likes his hamburger. Like you said, you got that right. So those are two differing opinions. We could banter back and forth on that all day long, and it's never going to change his mind to go try a steak. Okay, and me, yes, I like burgers as well, but I would rather have a steak over a hamburger if that were my options. So, um, it's just like me. I don't sleep through the night. This guy has been up all night and is going to go to bed here soon and not wake up until like 1 or 2 in the afternoon, which to me is a waste of the entire day. So, again, differing opinions. But it's not something that I'm going to fly off the handle about because our opinions differ on how life should be for us. Okay? So, and it's with the comic book realm. You get a hate of independent titles. Like I'm getting ready to be putting out my own independent comic book. Yes, I haven't given the title. Yes, I haven't given much of the character development. All I keep talking about is that it's a 4-issue miniseries. Each comic book in the 4-issue miniseries is going to have 4 covers to it because 4 issues, 4 covers per book, per issue. So you got 4 plus 4 is 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. 4 times 4 is 16. Okay? So there's going to be 16 covers to my 4-issue miniseries. 22 to 24 pages per book, depending. Now the last book might have a few more pages than that to tie up everything and potentially push it into some spin-offs of the other main characters in the book. It is about cryptids. If you don't know what cryptids is, you can look those up. But that's Bigfoots, aliens, chupacabras, anything that people think don't exist. Okay. You've also got mythological creatures in there, fairies, trolls. I'm not sure what else I'm going to put in there yet. It's all developing in my mind, in my brain pan, as I write. There is witches. There are warlocks, which is a male witch. There are wizards, things of that nature. So all of this stuff is going to tie in together in my comic book. It is about an antagonistic hero who didn't want to be a hero, but it was thrust upon him. Okay? And I know there's a lot of comic books like that, but mine is going to be a little different as in the presentation to you, the reader. So hopefully it keeps your interest as you read through the book and flip through the book and read it. I am writing the book. I am illustrating and inking the book. I will have somebody print the book for me. Just because my printer could handle it, but that's a lot of ink to go through my printer. And then you still want the same quality per book as it prints out. So I won't be printing it at home. Now there might be a sample book, just to make sure everything lines up continuatively in there. But it's just going to take a while because I'm 18 pages in on my first book. And so you basically write it like a Hollywood script. If you've ever seen one of those or ever gotten an autographed script of anybody's or of a TV show or a movie or whatever, has opening scene, it has page 1, panel 1, because each page has X amount of panels per page. I'm trying to limit mine to, 8 panels per page or 4 panels a page or 1 splash page and things like that. So that the flow is right in the whole book. So and there will probably be some rewrites and there will probably be some additions and things like that. But you have to write the comic book, and for me, in storyboard form plus um, such and such speaking here. This is what's being heard. Yada yada yada. Blah blah blah. So each page has a whole lot of elements going on with it, not just panel one, dude, forest, all that good stuff. You paint the setting in your writing of the book, just like you would for a movie script, just like you would for a storyboard, for a TV commercial. Everything builds upon itself, and until you get to the climax. Oh, he said climax, and not the moonshine. You're welcome, Tim Smith. The crescendo of the entire finale of the book. That's why the last book 4 could potentially be more pages. This way it wraps up the whole story and then gives you the potential to be reading another book later on. Now, once I do wrap on the 4 books, get them all together and printed, then there will be a graphic novel as well that collects the entire 4 book, plus all the artwork that went into it, covers, any splash pages, any preliminary artwork, because I've already got my main character fleshed out, if you will. His name is Robert, and I take that from my son's name, who passed away in 2009, and my dad's name, where he got his name from. And it, so that's a character name that hasn't been revealed yet. So the main character's name is Robert, and it's just pretty cool to watch this flesh out more and more. Like I said, so the graphic novel will have all the preliminary pictures in it, the sketches, the things like that as well, so you can see the concept of how the character was created. How long have I had this in mind? Not very long, in reality. I probably started thinking about it towards the end of last year, if you will. Probably around September of last year, when I started thinking about it. And then I started coming up, and it might have been earlier than that, because I remember putting out a feeler for different lettering styles, and I let the fans out there, the friends, look at the letter styling and pick which one they thought was best, which one they thought was more readable. And so there's still some tweaking I've got to do, but that's not a big deal. I'll get that tweaked and done. So, have you had, as the title proclaims, new additions? Have you had any new additions in your world? It could be some new artwork. It could be a new vehicle. It could be, a new refrigerator. It could be, whatever it is. Have you all had a new addition added to your life recently? Just like us, if you're just now getting here, why the title? Because we added 9 new chickens to the homestead, and they're all laying hens, but they're not laying yet. We picked up 8 that should be laying within the next couple months. Probably April is when they should start. And then we picked up 1. We did a 3-for-1 trade with the same person on 3 of our roosters we've been trying to get rid of without me having to butcher them, because I don't think they would be great eating, because they're a little bit of a scrawnier bird. They're not a meat bird, if you will. So we traded 3-for-1 on one of his almost laying hens within the next 2 or 3 weeks or so. It should be laying. Thank you, TikTok. You are great with this stupid puzzle piece. I don't know why they do the puzzle piece. Can someone explain that to me? I don't know if it's because you're coming up on an hour, or it's because you said something, or I really don't know. It pops up every live that I'm on, and at the roughly anywhere between the 55-minute mark to the 59-minute mark, it pops up, and then you have to do this stupid slide puzzle piece into place. Blah blah blah. It's really annoying. If you can't tell. So artwork is happening left and right. If you want a piece of artwork, hit me up. You can go to my profile up here, go to my website, which is directly, that will look like this, and then you'll see the big picture of the Joker sitting next to it on the main page of my website. And underneath my 412 Productions here, it has all my social medias. It has my Facebook, it has my Instagram, it has my YouTube, and it has my TikTok, which you're here on TikTok already. So like, share, follow, and please follow my YouTube channel, where all of my recordings get dumped to. And I'm trying to, I'm going to probably be looking at a program that pushes live on all medias at the same time. So especially Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram all at the same time. That way I get bombarded with all the questions and things like that all at the same time. I am looking at starting a Ko-Fi, which allows me to sell artwork easier. I am looking at possibly doing a podcast from my shows as well at the exact same time on Spotify. So that should be interesting in and of itself. I think it would be cool because I can do that because I'm waiting for my setup to come back in, which will be roughly around Valentine's Day or a little after, maybe. Since the first one that I ordered was destroyed, when it came in, the packaging sucked. That was the other day's show, which was talking about disappointments. And so it came in. I was all excited to use it. Open it up. You could see the packaging was already smashed. And I was just hoping upon hope that the inside was not smashed, but I opened it up, and sure enough, the soundboard mixer piece that comes with it that hooks up into everything was smashed on the backside. And I sent pictures of it, sent pictures of the box. They refunded my money. I have to return this at some point in time before the 17th. And now I'm just waiting on another one to come in, and hopefully it doesn't get destroyed as well. So that's the chance you got to take whenever they send their stuff in this flimsy little packaging with no bubble wrap around it, no nothing. They're just hoping the box will protect it. Excuse me. And yes, it was shipped with other items. Dadgum. And yes, it was shipped with other items, but it still should have been much more protected than it was. And it came in destroyed, unfortunately. So, and it's not like the Postal Service or USPS or UPS, the Postal Service and USPS are the same thing. UPS, FedEx, DH, whatever they are, DHL, protect your stuff, especially when you see them, tossing the shit into the truck, and then they're tossing other stuff on top of other packages and things like that. Even though it could say fragile on it, those type of things. I mean, it's just like your luggage at the airport. You can watch them just chunking that stuff, onto the conveyor belt, and it's just like, well, I hope I don't have any glass in my luggage, those type of things, because then they're just piling other people's luggage on top of yours. So, but I appreciate each and every one of you being here and seeing me live and talk about comic books, my comic book, new additions when it comes to the new chickens on the homestead, the pig, all that good stuff. But again, I appreciate each and every one of you. Share, like, go up to my website, and which is in my profile, and like all of my social medias. Follow me on all my social medias. And let's be friends and buy some of my artwork, which I showed you. If you go back and watch this video, you can go in and see all of the artwork that I do, or you can go see a portion of what I do again in my profile up here. And you can go to my Facebook, my Instagram, my YouTube, and you're here on TikTok, which I do post my videos here on TikTok, well, my artwork as well. But as I like to say, as I leave you guys, thank you again for being here, stopping in, spending a little bit of time with me, which was only for an hour. I know some people do this for 3 or 4 hours at a time, and that's not me. I got other things to do, so I try to limit it to an hour. But as I like to say as I leave, we will catch you on the flip side. Have a good day, everybody.